So in this video, we're gonna go over our hip 90-90 sequence. So over this, we want 90 degrees on the front leg and 90 degrees on the back leg. And then we're gonna hinge forward over that leg where we should start to feel some stretch on the back side of the hip in the piriformis muscle. Then we're gonna work into internal rotation on the back leg. And so in order to do this, we wanna keep that same knee in front of the hip, and then we're gonna rotate the pelvis almost as if you're trying to kind of bring that left glute down towards the ground. And we should feel a pretty deep stretch in the back side of the hip right there. Okay, once we've done that on one side, we're gonna flip over to the other side and passive stretch there. So same thing, 90-90, working in external rotation on that front leg, feeling the stretch in the back side of the hip, and making sure that our back stays straight as we do it rather than rounding. And then working right into hip internal rotation on the back side. Same thing, should feel the stretch in the back of the hip. Knee should be at 90 degrees and right in front of that hip in order to feel it in the right place. All right, we can work into it, and then we can also do a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt just to be able to feel it a little bit more in there. After we've done the passive portion, we're gonna work into active external rotation. So rather than going down passively, we're gonna create a little bit of intra-abdominal pressure and lean forward over that front leg using the glute to be able to stabilize and control the motion. This should be a stretch, but it also should feel like a little bit of that muscle working. Then we're gonna slide out to the side and then work on a little bit of a hip lift into internal rotation on the back side. So all of this motion is happening from the hip and not the low back. So we don't wanna see the low back extend. We wanna think about being able to raise that leg all the way up just by focusing on using that. So again, external rotation on the other front leg, allowing yourself to fall forward, minimizing rounding in the back, and seeing if you can get a good stretch and engagement through that front side glute. And then we're gonna kind of place the hand out to the side, open up the hip a little bit, and then look at a little bit of a hip lift off where we're trying to lift the heel higher than the toes and feeling that working in that same spot in the upper glute with a little bit of a hold on either side.